All right, guys, there's a problem in the 90210, and this time it has to do with Chrystal Minkoff and her coconut water. Yes, her coconut water. She went on a podcast alleging that her numbers were she was number 2 in the entire country, and people on Twitter are debunking this allegedly. So we're gonna get into, I'm gonna play for you guys the podcast and what Chrystal actually says. It's possible we haven't seen the coconut water on the show yet, because anything you advertise on the network's gonna get a piece of, right? So allegedly, if you're number 2 in the world, why would you even need Bravo to advertise it? But anyways, we're going to listen to what she says on the podcast. I can't show you guys because I've been getting a lot of issues with just showing anything that's not me original. But I'm going to play it for you guys, and then I'm going to tell you guys, read some comments on Twitter and let you guys know what you think. Oh, make sure that you guys go check out my YouTube channel, The Housewife Historian.
And if people are like, it's not that, when I say it's like we're a large company, but we also white label for big companies. So by volume, we're like the second largest organic coconut water company right now in the world. Very proud of that number. Over like 200 million bottles sold. Okay. Yeah, Sorry. Thank you. And yeah, we're just really proud of it. Like, we have 40 farms in Thailand and Vietnam. We actually just took the kids to Thailand and Cambodia in August, so they got to go see the farms, which is really fun. And we have coconut waters, we have coconut milks. We're starting another line of coconut products, and it's just the best plant-based product because all our water is recycled. We don't use any sprinklers, and all our farms are owned by the private families. We do not buy it from them. We want to keep it in their families. We just essentially buy all their products.
And then she basically goes into, she's going to be doing this event. Do you guys want to hear the rest of it? I can play it while I look for the comments.
Right. My brother and I are starting a new dumpling company, so we're going to launch it there. So you can buy frozen there. I'm going to open up my a new Instagram page soon and start promote. It's like in 2 weeks I can start promoting it.
How can people learn more?
On my Instagram, Chrystal Minkoff, and then I'll link it to like a new page, and then we'll do frozen, and but the night market, we have like a cool boba company, we have like different things, and it'll just be 2 nights, and if it's successful, we'll keep going. We're calling it Kung Dumpling Company, me and my brother. Just like a fun thing. Like, there's not enough Asian night markets out here, and like that's how we grew up. Like, we spent our summers in Taiwan, and the kids this summer were like, loved it. They just, in Thailand, everything's like $1, trying all these different foods. And I'm like, why don't we just literally made it up. And when we came back from summer break, we're like, let's just do one. And my friends happened to own the complex, and I called her. I was like, can we do this? And she's like, yeah. So, yeah, it's going to be in a couple weeks.
We'll come.
Yeah, so that's another new business.
And she smiles as she says, that's another new business. So again, this is her product is called Real Cocoa, and it's organic, pure coconut water, but it's all recycled, as she said. So here's where here's a little bit of an interesting part too. I'm gonna play this part too for you guys.
It's like, I actually defended her, and I said, like, if you guys had done that to my children, like, it'd be game over for me. Like, that's a line that family is of a line that you don't cross with me, like, ever. So I said, I don't think I would trust anyone after that. I would be very weary. And so they, like, didn't air that, and it was not, but it's okay. Like, Garcelle could defend herself and speak up for herself, but it was just one of those things where it's like, how come no one helped her out? I was like, well, I did, and actually Sutton did too.
But they just cut it out. So that's interesting. I didn't know that. But I really want to talk about this account that, first of all, this one comment got a lot of likes, and it was by Man Hathaway. He says, why isn't this being shown? Her life seems really interesting, and she has cool friends. So why isn't this translating on camera? I'm so confused. And then it goes into say, okay, there's this account called Lily Balfour, Balfour. And she says, this statement is a bit misleading. They provide coconut water to other brands. The brand Real Cocoa is not even in the top 15. And then she makes a funny statement and says, in 2024, I'm starting a podcast where I debunk every housewife's claims. And so she tweets, this was back in November, actually. On November 6th, she put, fun fact, Real Cocoa is not in the top 15 of coconut waters. And then she go ahead and she lists the market. And she says the top 3 manufacturers of coconut water with over 75% of the market would have been Pepsi, Vita, and Coca-Cola. And that, sort of does make sense, don't you think? And then someone said that the white labeling is where she's getting her numbers, because white labeling is basically, she explained it as like if you owned ragu and you grew the tomatoes for ragu and you essentially sold the tomatoes to your own company, do you count those numbers? Let's see. There were some good comments I wanted you guys. Good for her. Chrystal's company had not confirmed that they did not use animals to pick the coconuts. If they did not immediately say they don't use animals, then there's something fishy going on. Another person says, we're just hearing this now on her third season on the show. Chrystal is odd one. She don't pipe up a lot, and she gets left out of the edit. She really does. She really does. I don't know, guys. No shade, but it's interesting that all of her business ventures are food-based, yet she openly discusses her eating disorder. This makes her complex and layered individual whom people identify with. What this brand created before she was on Bravo, that's how she made it seem. I don't know. She does seem... a lot of people saying, of course, that she's not introducing it because NBC, Bravo, they're going to want to cut. And so she, if she's already doing so well, why give them a cut? Maybe that's allegedly why we haven't seen it. If she features her product on Bravo, I'm told she must share profits. So kudos to Chrystal for doing well without Bravo. I agree. I think that, again, she started it before Bravo. But yeah, a lot of people, again, it's not in the top 3 in the world. I'm sorry, she was said the second. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. And this is like, the thread is definitely growing on this because Crystal's brother is like famous. He's like very famous overseas. I think he's a singer or a performer, but he's, very, very famous over there. So I feel like she gets a lot of attention, not necessarily from, the usual housewives niche, if you will. So, if her formula is working and she's number 2 in the country, kudos to her, of course. But if she's lying, I don't know. If that girl started a channel where she debunked housewives, I was like, you better be ready for a war, because they will come for you and your family and your children and your children's children, and they will dox you, especially Beverly Hills and New Jersey. They play dirty. All right, comment. Let me know what you guys think.